we've got these images in the media, South Africa being the worst affected country in the Southern Hemisphere, etc. But alhamdulillah, it's good to know that things are back to normal, relatively speaking. And I think COVID has brought about some changes, which, it's accelerated changes. There's a digital platforms for people to speak now. Usually, if you do a podcast or you do a lecture, you have to travel to university. But I think, alhamdulillah, COVID has really accelerated things which are much needed, before, like I said, travel. Now everything's become like a global village.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is I've been working online since 2010, and I've been homeschooling my kids just as long. And for like 10 years, I felt like an odd duck. Like, I'm the only person I know who works remotely. I'm the only person I know who homeschools my kids. And then the pandemic started, and the whole world's asking me for advice. They're like, how do we work from home? How do we homeschool our kids? And suddenly all of this is normal.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah,
the 10
exactly.
years of preparing me for what the world is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you were ahead of the curve. Allah gave you hikmah. You were ahead of the curve. And certainly, listen, through 2020, I never spoke to a patient on the phone. Never. I never did a video consultation. But subhanAllah, literally 6 weeks later, when COVID hit, I was doing 90% of my consultations on the phone, like on video chat, even with the elderly. And it just changed overnight. And it was a much needed change. They say sometimes sometimes decades happen in days, and sometimes days happen in decades. So we were living in the UK where things were going at a glacial pace. So days were happening only in decades. But then the COVID happened, subhanAllah, and literally decades worth of change, a digitization, particularly of healthcare, happened within days. And for me as a doctor, certainly has been a interesting journey.